Hello, Dan.
Hi, Paul.
How are you, sir?
I'm good, thank you. Yourself?
I'm doing well. I'm doing real well. Good to see you.
Great to see you as well. It's been a while since we met at the team building in September.
That's right. That's right. Well, Dan, thank you so much for making the time to talk to us.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Our pleasure. So, Dan, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes, so my name is Dan. I'm the Chief Product Officer at ZeroBounce. And a few things about me. So I'm originally from Romania, but I live in UK with my family, with my wife and with my three daughters. So we've got a 4-year-old girl, and we've got two girls, twins, who've just been born about a month ago. So as you can imagine, our home life is pretty intense at the moment. Now, when I have time, I try to keep active. I used to practice Taekwondo professionally, and that athlete's mindset of discipline and focus, something that still drives me in my workouts, but also in my work. For example, when I have a challenging situation. Now, in my career, my background is technical. I've studied software engineering because I love technology and I love the value that it can create. But early in my career, I also realized that I like the human aspect of it. So I love interacting with people, discussing, finding a solution together, working in teams. So I transitioned into project management. And after working several years as a project manager, I transitioned into product leadership. Now it's great that that brings me to ZeroBounce, and at ZeroBounce I get to blend these worlds of technology and human focus, whereby I'm as a CPO, I'm deeply involved into the technological aspects of our product, but also I discuss my job really involves discussing, planning, working together with our internal teams, as well as being aware of the customer needs and making sure that we deliver best value for them and essentially what they need from an email deliverability perspective. So yeah, I think that gives a summary about myself and how I got to ZeroBounce.
Well, congratulations on the family developments. That's a very big deal. And you always keep humanity in mind. And I appreciate that. I know it's something that comes natural to you. Can you tell us, as the chief product officer, you're deeply involved in the building of these products that we offer at Zero Bounce. It means that you see this from the inside out. How do you step out of the mindset and truly see Zero Bounce from the customer's perspective? What strategies help you to bridge that gap?
Yeah, so indeed, my work is mostly internal. So where we focus on the features of the product, I work a lot with our development teams working on the technical aspects. But customers don't necessarily care about the technical complexities behind the scenes, and nor they should. They care that their email arrives in the inbox every time. What helps me really is that early in my career, I've spent a lot of time in a customer facing situation. So I spent what we call on site, dealing directly with the customer, answering their questions. And also, I've spent several years doing on call escalation support. So if there was an urgent situation during the night, troubleshooting a problem directly with the customers on the phone. And that helped me really naturally towards a customer focus, understanding the needs from a customer's perspective. So I've tried to bring that into Zero Bounce, putting myself in the customer's shoes, what they would need, getting feedback from our teams. So from our internal support teams, from our sales, from our marketing team. Always when we plan our features, we discuss with all our teams that deal directly with the customers, make sure that we're delivering the best value for them.
Mm. What do you wish more people who are involved in email marketing knew about email?
It's not just the case whether an email is valid or not. It's also a case of what's the engagement with that email, how much value can provide with that email. It's not a simple black and white, especially in an ever-changing industry like email marketing, whereby the filters change all the times. The spam filters I'm referring to here, also the engagement rules. So I think it's important that email marketers focus on the value of their email, value of their content, not just it arrives in the inbox and that's it.
Email validation, the cleaning of email lists, it's such a crucial part of email marketing and deliverability. How do you see this technology evolving in the next few years? And I know you can't tell us everything, but what is ZeroBounce planning? Is there anything you can tell us about what you all are working on?
Yes, indeed. So email marketing is an ever-changing industry. And I see a few key elements that will be very big in the next few years. AI adoption will continue to increase. So AI will continue to be big in the next few years. The focus on security and privacy is another key element. And also speed. So having the real-time results and the seamless experience that the customers expect. So we're focused on all these three areas. We are integrating AI within our products. Now, it is important to say that we're doing that in conjunction with the security piece. So we have a very strong security position. The security team are doing a great job. If you look at ZeroBounce compared to our competitors, I think we have by far the best security posture. So we also looking by the number of certifications, but also how we've set up our infrastructure and our system from a cybersecurity perspective. So in that regard, the AI tools we're working on, we don't send any data to external parties. It's all developed by us in-house, and all the customers' data is kept internally. And we do have plans to enhance, for example, can talk about the scoring catch-alls piece and integrating that with AI tools. In terms of speed, we've got various improvements we're working on. We're preparing ourselves for the next 5 to 10 years in terms of growth and the volumes that we expect. We really focus to make an experience as seamless as we can for the customer. So starting from the login on the platform, a setup of when they first set up their account on the platform, to submitting a list for validation, to make that as fast, accurate, as seamless as possible. I cannot give too many details of the exact things we're working on, but these are the three key areas of focus at the moment for us: speed, AI, and security and privacy.
Well, you just ended there on security and privacy. And Don, it's something you've mentioned so many times. What do you think about, or how would you describe ZeroBounce's attitude towards security and privacy?
Well, yes. Well, it says it on our website and in our philosophy. We have a security-first approach where the customer's data is something we make sure that is protected at all times. So, and then all we do in terms of that, our infrastructure and the way it's set up, it's all on our internal servers. And when we look at developing new features, for example, we always make a security assessment on them.
I think it's probably one of the most secure-centered companies I've ever experienced.
Well, yes, especially in this field of when you're working with customers' emails, with customers' data. Mm-hmm. We take this customers' personal data very seriously.
Absolutely. So, as the chief product officer, how do you balance improving the existing features with the need to develop new ones, especially in an industry, as you say, that's constantly in motion, constantly changing?
Yes, good question. I think this is one of the main challenges of my role because you have to, on one hand, customers expect seamless validation. They expect email validation to be highly accurate, to work well. So we need to ensure that our core features are reliable and they deliver what the customers expect and what the customers have been used to. On the other hand, you have to keep innovating, you have to keep evolving with the times in order to stay relevant, in order to stay competitive, especially in an industry that is so evolving as email marketing. So our approach is we ensure the quality of our core features, whereas ruthlessly prioritizing the new features that we're introducing for the platform. And we do that by using a customer-centric approach. We look at the feedback from the customer, we look at the feedback from our support teams, sales, marketing, and so on. And then we prioritize accordingly in terms of what features will provide the best value for our customer. We also take an iterative approach. So it's important to stay nimble, so to remain highly adaptable. We constantly deliver features and iterations in small chunks rather than rare and big features at a time. And we find that by using this approach, at the end of the day, we can make better progress. We can adapt quicker as the industry changes. Now, that being said, I've also mentioned earlier that we have in mind a growth for the next 5 to 10 years. We have a big picture approach as well, and we're preparing ourselves for how we see the industry evolving, the volumes that will come with the platform growth, and we're preparing all our systems for that as well.
Now, ZeroBounce has a number of products, not just an email validation service. My personal favorite, the one that I find myself using so much, is the email finder. Would you say that you have a favorite product at ZeroBounce that you could tell us about?
Yeah, so I know a product that we've put a lot of effort into it, and it's really coming together now. It's really becoming a great product, and I think will be very popular once customers start to use it more and know about it more. And that is a warm-up product. So this is essentially warming up your domain, warming up your reputation. So for example, let's say you're just starting out and you want to send a lot of emails. Well, you cannot just do that from a new domain that you've just set up. You need to prepare it, essentially, to prepare your reputation. Or for some reason, you haven't validated lists in the past, or you've not validated them correctly, and you've sent a lot of emails that have ended up in spam or have been flagged by the customers. So you have a very bad reputation of your domain. And that's where you could come and use our warm-up product to improve your reputation. It's essentially helping you raise that level of reputation of your domain and in turn increasing your deliverability of your emails.
Now, something that I see a lot of, I initially assumed everybody that was using ZeroBounce, it was because they had an email newsletter of some kind. But every time we have a webinar or I see comments on social media, so many people in sales are using email validation these days. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Why it's important for a person who is in sales to be using these products?
I mean, yes. Again, I think it comes down to the fact that you're not just sending emails, you're sending good value emails. And we especially in today's age where you can just send 1 million emails very quickly, but how many of those will convert? So we see I think we see a lot of salespeople using email validation because it is important that they send good quality emails to their leads. And part of sending a good quality email, you have to verify your list. You have to make sure that you're sending to the right people. Now, speaking of that, a little bit of a teaser. We're working on a tool that will provide more value to sales. Will like provide insights on particular email addresses and what they're used for. So here we're talking about the sales profile of a particular customer. But I'll leave you just to that, and it's for our customers to find out in the future about this feature.
All right. Well, I always love to ask this question. It's my last question. What can anybody out there who's watching or listening to this, what can they do today to make today better?
Oh, that's interesting. I think in our day and age, you can be caught up in the fast-moving pace of everything, being always connected, always potentially, especially in an industry like ours, in a technology industry where things are moving fast. I would say to take a moment to be present. And what I mean by that is just to be mindful, to observe, to essentially be grateful for for having this moment, for being alive. We can forget about appreciating the small day-to-day moments, especially when we caught up in the rush of things.
Yeah. Well, Don Cotet, thank you so much for this interview. Thank you for practicing such great communication and for being a friend.
Well, thank you, Paul, very much.
Absolutely. It's nice to connect this way, but I can say that it's also great to connect in person, and I'm looking forward to the next time that happens.
Likewise, Paul. I just want to say, yes, it's been a pleasure. And looking forward, like you said, to get together next time.
Absolutely.
Face to face as well.
Face to face. All right. Until next time.
All right, Paul. All the best.